Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting match of the SMRAT tournament. Today we have Nevdi versus NoxiousNick. This should be a pretty good match. Both runners are very skilled runners. Both of them have sub 50 any percent times. I believe that Nevdi has like a high 45, and NoxiousNick has a mid 48. And both of these runners are also three-time SMRAT runners. They've joined every SMRAT that we've done so far. So neither of these runners are slouches, but should be a fun race to watch. Imagine that a lot of this will come down to routing, as both of these runners' movement is very good. That being said, I would give a slight edge in movement to Nevdi. I think that Nevdi he's been grinding, well, he hasn't been grinding quite as much lately, but he put a lot of work in a few months ago and has gotten a lot better in his movement. Yeah, let's get some predictions in chat about where we think Varia will be. I'm going to say that Varia will be. I'm going to say Varia will get an early Varia. I'll say Varia somewhere in Big Pink. Let's say Mission Impossible. I guess I'll predict the Gravity is. I'll say Gravity's at right side supers then, in Wreck Ship. Just because I think that could kind of troll some of the runners if they decide to full clear Norfair. But it looks like we're about to get started. And we are off. Looks like Nevdi is about a second ahead of NoxiousNick, but it's not too big of a deal. See both of these runners doing the Parlor Moonfall. Very nice. Nevdi messing up the bottom of that room a little bit, giving NoxiousNick like a 1 or 2 second lead. But Nick falling in one of the pits, giving back some time to Nevdi. And of course, we have Morph Ball at the Morph Pedestal. It's the only item that can be there. We'll get more interesting after that item. And we have Vanilla Missiles at Awakening Missiles. Not the most exciting item to find there, but it does put Bomb Chorizo into logic. Gives you a projectile ammo, so you don't have to worry about finding any of that. And this item in the ceiling is out of logic, and it's just another missile, so it doesn't really matter that much. And high jump boots to the right of that E-Tank, or to the right of that item. High jump boots is an interesting item early. Some people really hate seeing it early, because it messes with your early game movement. Personally, I really like it. I think that the amount that it messes with your movement isn't that much early, and the benefit that you get from it later is just so incredible. Yeah, I guess that missile wasn't logic. That's correct. High jump also puts Crate into logic. That's, I think, the most important thing that it does. Of course, Crate is not logic until we get supers and power bombs. Or, I guess not necessarily power bombs, but at least supers. Nevdi having a little bit better of a climb than NoxiousNick. Nevdi struggling a little bit with Parlor. Same with Nick. We'll get to see what's at bomb tree. So personally, I'm hoping for bombs, but it's either bombs or power bombs. And it's power bombs. So with these power bombs, I would guess that both Nevdi and NoxiousNick will go back down, check 230 missiles, and then likely head through into Green Brinstar. Both runners struggling a little bit with Alcatraz. Nevdi gets it first. And NoxiousNick opting to take off high jump boost actually to get this Alcatraz. Ooh, and this is interesting. Oh, NoxiousNick. Okay, he is going down to 230. But those power bombs mean that you can check Gauntlet. You can go through Gauntlet. It'll be interesting to see whether Nick or Nevdi decide to go through Gauntlet, but that gives them that option. And it looks like Nevdi will not. We'll have to see what Nick does in a second. Ooh, Spring Ball. Best item in the game. It could be useful if Nevdi decides to do Suitless Meridia. It could be useful if they don't find speed for the Baoon E-Tank maze. Spring Ball actually is pretty useful in a lot of different situations. Looks like just an E-Tank and supers at the back of Gauntlet, so it's unlikely that either of these runners will be rushing to go get that, as Nick decides not to blind check Gauntlet as well. Nevdi heading into Green Brinstar. Electing to pick up another missile. I actually like that here. Otherwise, he would need to farm in this next room to get up to the 5th missile to open this door. And there's the first logical supers. Grapple Beam. Interesting. So Grapple is speed locked. Because speed is required for these items to be in logic. But that grapple is really interesting, because that means that we're just an Ice Beam away from being able to do Suitless Meridia. And I'd imagine that if Nevdi finds Varia plus Ice, that he will just... He may end up not checking for gravity. He might end up doing that. I know less about Nick, so I'm not sure what he would do in that situation. Yeah, after not finding supers for a while, getting 3 supers in this early supers room is really nice. Suitless Meridia is not an SMRAT logic Sasha boss. It's just something that you can do. Nevdi cleverly wall jumping to not fall down there. I do think that Sulis Meridia is pretty powerful in this logic though, because there's so often I find that like if you have all of the items for Sulis Meridia and Varia, you may still have a lot of items left to check, and instead of checking those, just doing Sulis Meridia is a lot faster than searching the whole world for gravity a lot of the time. Yeah, actually my first race that I did this year, I did Sulis Meridia. Ooh, Nick needs to be really careful here. Yeah, this room is not a joke, without any suits. I think those spikes do, like, 18 damage or something? I think it's some weird number. And the B-toms do 10 damage each time they hit you. Yeah, Nevdi needs to be careful too. If he had taken a hit there, he would have died. But he's good. Made it through. Just missiles at Mission Impossible, though. And Nevdi utilizing the new shot block there. I believe that was changed a couple of months ago. Nevdi checking down here first. I believe that the reason that he's checking down here is for an E-tank, specifically. He doesn't want to enter that other giant side hopper room without enough health to at least tank like one or maybe two giant side hopper hits, so he wants that E-tank right now. And Nick also was in a little bit scary position. Yeah, that charge beam is a pretty big deal, but it puts Nevdi and Nick, once he gets it, into a pretty awkward position where you don't know if you want to pick up supers because you already have the charge beam, but if you don't get any more beams throughout the rest of the game, then you'll definitely want those supers anyway. I like picking up at least 30 in this situation, but I really like stopping and no longer picking up any missiles at this point. Nevdi heading to Mission Impossible. He got up to 84 health, so even if he gets hit by that giant side hopper on the way out, he'll have 4 health left. And it's Spazer. And I like picking this up a lot with that charge beam. Well, I think picking it up is pretty obvious. Oh no! Nick! So in that situation, you want to just stay in that corner and just keep firing your missiles. Nick kind of ran out of that corner and no longer was able to keep that giant side hopper in check. That's really unfortunate. Find our first E-tank from Nevdi at Green Hill Zone. And yeah, this is one of the reasons that you have to be super careful in Pink Brinstar with no starting health. Nevdi also took a hit from Giant Side Hopper, but should be fine. It'd be pretty funny if both of them died. Had to start over at a similar point. Yeah, we'll have to see what Nick decides to do to try and make up some time. He could just decide to continue through the game like he normally would, and hope that Nevdi makes a big mistake. But I'd imagine we're going to see something a little bit more interesting from him. I think the one interesting play I could see from Nick is skipping Green Brinstar and only getting that charge beam going through meme route. So he goes up to Bomb Torizo to get those power bombs, goes to 230 to get the second pack of power bombs, and then goes back down and does meme route. And then he gets that charge beam, and there wasn't really anything else valuable in Big Pink. So he just gets that. I guess he still needs supers at that point. So that's kind of rough. Yeah. I don't think that there are any supers in Big Pink available in the open, so he would need to get them from early supers, I think. Maybe there were. Maybe I'm missing something. But Nick will definitely want to try to make some interesting plays, try to catch back up. Yeah, skipping everything after early supers makes sense too. Skipping Edikun saves quite a bit of time. He didn't check Wavegate. So he might still want to check that. He may also elect to check Gauntlet. The front of Gauntlet could be something good, and he might not expect Nevdi to have checked it, so that would also be an interesting play. Okay, electing not to pick up the second pack of power bombs. I think that what you're talking about, Galen, is that NoxiousNick paused right as he was getting the item. So it was right as the screen was fading to black that the item fanfare came up. I actually like this from Nick, using Power Bomb here. Actually, yeah, I think that that's fine. He might have to go to Fire Fleas, to the energy refill to fill up Power Bombs after this, but... Oh, and there's Gravity Suit. So that's pretty interesting. That takes Suitless Meridia off the table, sadly. But... So Gravity, I think, for Nick, that is much, much, much better than Nevdi finding Varia. Because Gravity leads in all kinds of directions. You can really make a lot of mistakes when you get an early Gravity. Whereas when you get an early Varia, you normally just full clear Norfair and then go down to Ridley. And if there's nothing in Norfair, then you just go direct ship. I didn't see who was at that high jump missile location. But just missiles at the high jump. And it looks like it wasn't anything good at the high jump missiles. Or... Oh, it was Ice Beam. Wow. Well, that's really, really nice for Nevdi. That's the way through Meridia. Yeah, Nevdi leaving Norfair, as there's no more in logic checks right now. And actually, funnily enough, if instead Nevdi had gotten Varia, right now he would have been in Go mode. Because that Ice Beam would have been the last piece of Sueless Meridia technology. I like going through Meridia to start with here, and that's what Nevdi is doing. But I kind of like ditching before going to check sandpits. I think the checking watering hole and beach is fine if you want to, but ditching out and going to Red Tower through Meridia is good, I think. And Nick not looking at the tube item, that's really interesting. I wonder if he just forgot about it. That's not an item he had checked before, so... Yeah, Wreck Ship is in logic now because of the gravity suit. Just missiles in the wall at Mama Turtle. Nevdi doing some gravity jumps, so it looks like he will at least be checking, Actually, yeah, I do kind of like going through Meridian now that I think about it. You've got that Ice Beam, you've got a way through to Dragon. May as well check all of this. Just a super there. And I don't blame Nevdi for skipping that with already having Spazer Ice charge. I believe that Ice Spazer would be a 100-shot Mother Brain fight. And for Nevdi, that's not too bad. Especially because he's already got 35 supers. And there's a chance that he finds, more beams in the future. Nevdi picking up those power bombs is pretty interesting to me. I don't imagine they would pick up those power bombs unless he's thinking about Sueless Lore Warfare. Or Lore Warfare without Varia. At this point, that would be a little bit difficult, but he does have that Grapple Beam and High Jump Boots, which are two of the most important items for that. I'd imagine he would want Screw in a lot more E-Tanks before he considered it seriously, but picking up the power bombs to keep his options open. Now, Nick going to Wreck Ship here, I think is actually pretty good for him. With Nevdi full clearing Meridia, if Nick finds a suit in Wreck Ship, he'll probably just bail. And then he'll easily find that, that gravity suit at Kraid. The biggest problem with going to Wreck Ship here is you have 0 E-Tanks. And a 0 E-Tank, Sueless Phantoon fight sucks. Nick also finding speed is a big deal. Yeah, these enemies do a lot of damage too. I think I might have elected just to go to the ship to refill instead of farming those, but farming those is fine. Also, one problem for Nick is that he's got grapple, never mind. He's fine. Yeah, this will be a very scary Phantoon fight for Nick. Galen pointing out that he has only 10 missiles, which is not ideal for Phantoon. He only has 10 Yeah, I think that you want to go back to the ship here. Finding an E-Tank, that E-Tank is really, 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 really nice. And Nevdi finding Wave. So this is the new Route Beam combo, the Charge Ice Wave Spacer. It's a 60 shot Mother Brain fight. Plus he's already got the 40 supers, so I would imagine that we won't see Nevdi picking up any more supers for the rest of the race. And Nick finding another E-Tank, that's really nice. 2 E-Tank Phantoon fight shouldn't be too bad for him. Using a power bomb there, you can just shoot out that block and then roll through. I really don't like using a power bomb. You've only got 5 power bombs. Oh, interesting. Nick electing to leave now. He would have enough power bombs. He could speed ball through to Phantoon. But checking okay, now he's gonna go. I'd imagine you would want to farm one more power bomb if you were gonna farm him, but it is kind of tough. I guess, yeah, you want the one power bomb for the, what's it called? The spooky missile check. And then one to get out of Phantoon, and then hopefully you get some more power bomb drops so that you can do other stuff. Smoky Validate just means you got Wave Beam, Satchel. It is Smokey's favorite item, so... Nick not checking spooky missiles. I think that he's fine with the number of power bombs he's at right now to check it, so... And it gets way harder to check it after. It does feel like this is pretty likely to be a Varian Wreck Ship seed. Reasonable Doppler for the first round of Phantoon for Nick. This is still a pretty scary fight, so needs to be very careful. Nice job of using that missile to clear away the flame there. And Nick should be fine. I think that this should be the last round for him. He's got 152 energy, so he can take 4 hits. Or he can take 3 hits before he dies. Or 3 hits and then the 4th hit kills him. Now he can even take 5 hits. Yeah, he's fine. Nevdi checked one of the sand pits and then reset. Guessing they'll go check the other one next. Given where speed was, speed is in logic, so all of Meridia should be in logic for Nevdi. Or, not that Nevdi knows that, but all of Meridia should be in logic based on the items that we know of. And there's Plasma Beam, so that's a pretty nice find for Nick. And just reserve tank and power bomb at left sand pit. Nevdi electing not to reset, just going through. Given that, we might... Okay, he's just going to the left, so we're not going to see a plasma check. The only way Nevdi has to kill the plasma pirates is pseudo screw. E-tank at right side supers. And I think that if Nick finds Varia in these next few checks, this could still be kind of close. Because if Nick finds Varia, I'd imagine he'll just leave wreck ship. And then he'll run into that gravity suit very quickly. Okay, now Nick's checking this. This is a very scary check. It's a reason that you want to check this before wreck ship gets turned on, but it seems like he's fine. Just a missile anyway. We'll get to see what's at X-ray. Oh no, Nick. Oh, Nick takes another death. Thankfully this time he saved very recently, so this death won't cost him very much. Yeah, spiky room of death, if it goes wrong, it can go very wrong. Nevdi actually needs to be a little bit careful here, but he's fine. Those spikes do 60 when you just have gravity and not Varia. But didn't even get hit. Yeah, I kind of disagree with the D-boost being safer, but... Ooh, space jump there. That's a nice find. Nevdi finding his speed. It does depend, though, like... Depending on what your other strats are, the D-boost can be safer. But I like to do really safe strats in Spiky Room of Death. Ooh. That morph was really dangerous from NoxiousNick. He could have KO'd through that platform again. Looks like Nevdi is likely to be heading into wreck ship now. He may go to the left first to check criteria power bombs before going into wreck ship, but I'd imagine he's just going to go to wreck ship first. The other interesting thing about that space jump, that means that Shack Tool is in logic now. We've got gravity at Kraid. We've got space jump and wreck ship, which is in logic because of the gravity. And then we've got grapple beam, which is in logic because of the speed. Yep. So Shack Tool is in logic. It could very well have our Varia suit. Yeah, it could be also be in speed lock places in Meridia. Correct. Yeah, that sounds right, Tornado. You got the Ice Beam plus the Speed Booster for Climb Supers. You've got Gravity plus Speed Booster for Waterway. Just missiles. And supers outside of wreck ship. I feel like we're likely to see a suit in here at bowling. There are a couple of other places it could be, but I think one of the more interesting things would be if a suit said, like Shack Tool or Waterway, something like that. So for those just joining, NoxiousNick took a death about 11 or 12 minutes in to Giant Sidehoppers in Wavegate. And after that, he skipped most of the items in Green Brinstar, just went through it, got Charge Beam, and then went up to Wreck Ship. Nevdi found Gravity at Kraid E-Tank, and then cleared most of Meridia. He hasn't cleared Plasma, he hasn't done Shack Tool yet, but cleared the rest of Meridia. There are some speed lock locations like Aqueduct as well that he hasn't cleared. And Nick's cleared everything in Wreck Ship so far up to this point. Fantune dead on Nevdi's side. And we just have a reserve at... Oh... Oh no. Actually, Nick had enough power bombs. Yeah, Nick had enough power bombs to go through and check that Wreck Ship reserve item. I think that he thought he didn't, and that's why he didn't check it. And I'm really hoping for his sake that a suit, the Varia suit, is not there. There are still a lot of checks. I think it's actually statistically less likely the Varia suit's there than at other places. But Nick going back down is not good though here. Actually, okay, so this might actually be the best case scenario for Nick if Varia is at Shack Tool. Because if Varia is at Shack Tool, Nick will find that Gravity and he might make that play to go straight there. And if he does, Nevdi's going to be probably clearing out Blue Brinstar, he's going to be clearing out Climb Supers, Waterway, all that kind of stuff. While Nick is going straight to get his Varia suit. Because Nick is likely going down, he's likely going to find that Gravity suit at Kraid E-Tank. So I think that the best hope for Nick here is that Varia is at Shack Tool, and then that he just goes straight there. Skipping X-Ray, that's because there was nothing there, but I probably would have checked X-Ray. Actually, skipping makes sense here because he knows that his opponent would have the grapple beam from early supers, so they would be able to check. Yeah, Bubble Mountain would be really interesting too. Those are probably the two places that Nick wants, or it would be the best for Nick. Or Aqueduct. It could be at Aqueduct too. Yeah, I think that it would be a really close race if Varia's at any of those locations. I think that, actually thinking about it, I think that, Varia at, what's it called? Bubble Mountain would be the best for Nick. But those other locations are really good too. I'm curious, so if Varia is at Shack Tool or at Bubble Mountain Missiles, I wonder which one Nevdi would check first. Because both are just so out of the way. We'll get to see if it's at Wreck Ship Reserve. And that's just a missile. Okay, so that's good for Nick. I think that if Nick goes down and Varia is at Bubble Mountain Supers or missiles, I think Nick actually is in the lead. It's not a huge lead, but I think it would be a small lead. Find that gravity suit. I think similarly, if they decide not to go down and they just go straight to Shack, or like they go kill Dragon and they go straight to Shack, then they're in fine shape. But I think that the Shack tool option's a lot worse because they're likely to check most of Meridia in that case. And they're going straight into Meridia, so... Varia Plasma would be kind of interesting too. Yeah, Ice is at high jump. I think that it's pretty unlikely that Nick is going to get that now. If he had gone straight down here, then he would have obviously gotten it, but given that he didn't. Yeah, Climb Supers and Billy Mays, Old Mother Brain, Waterway, Varia could be at any of those locations. Waterway has not been checked yet. Yeah, Nevdi's gonna route all of those in. Gonna go down the climb and just route all of that stuff in. I'd imagine he'll also check the front of Gauntlet. Though he might not because it's not on logic yet. I think that this next, or the Aqueduct check is probably the best check for Nick. If Varia is there, that's probably the best case scenario for him at this point. And it looks like Nevdi will be checking Gauntlet, and is doing the wraparound shot. Oh, but... Huh. I wonder if he didn't do it because of his health. Or did he not get the... Yeah, he didn't get the wraparound shot, so never mind. I don't have sound on, so I can't hear it. Oh, and there's Varia. Nevdi not happy about that, but that should be good enough to win him the race anyway. That being said, I bet you that Nevdi feels way, way, way behind. Like, imagine thinking that your opponent could have gone to Gauntlet at the very beginning of the game. We got 10 power bombs at 230 missiles. You could have easily gotten that. Then you would find Gravity at Kraid, you would find Ice at high jump, and then you would be in go mode. And you would have Charge in Big Pink. Just thinking about that route, yeah. I'd imagine Nevdi's thinking about that route right now and feeling way, way behind. Yeah, and that's not, like, absurd routing either. Like, that's pretty reasonable decisions at every point. Once you find the Vari, I'd imagine you would go down and get the gravity and the ice beam. Yeah, locate Screw could be pretty much anywhere still. Outside of heated rooms. Could be a Chak Tool, could be a Plasma, could be a Bubble Mountain, could be a Waterway, could be a Climb Supers, Old Mother Brain, Billy Mays. NoxiousNick getting ready for the Dragon fight. And we'll get to see what's at Bubble Mountain. Or we won't. Never mind. I guess there's nothing that Nevdi would want to pick up. Like, there's literal nothing. And at this point, because he feels so behind, I think that he just wants to go. Nevdi going into Lower Norfair. This isn't a great health situation, especially after taking that hit. Nevdi's going to have to be really careful in Lower Norfair to not die. He probably won't go for Fast Pillars, if I had to guess. Fast Pillars would take him down to, I think, about 70 health, and then you're just 2 hits away from death. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I've gone in with this much health and 90% too. It does feel like a lot less when you're doing rando when you normally have a lot more energy. Still does need to be pretty careful. But... Oh no. Nevdi? Nevdi? Can't Crystal Flash right now because he's only got 5 missiles. But... oh my god. Nevdi giving me a heart attack. Okay, he's up to 55 energy. That means he's back into 2-hit range. Won't get one shot by anything. Looks like Nick will go to Chak Tool. I have a feeling we're going to see Screw attack up here. Just what the seed feels like, but maybe not. Maybe it'll just be supers or power bombs or missiles or something. Or an E-tank. Yeah, Nevdi not taking a save. Like I said, I think that he feels very behind and just wants to go as fast as possible. Okay, got all health from that second pirate because he was full on supers. That's really nice for him. Looks like he's trying to farm up a little bit more health. And instead he runs through the acid. This health should be fine for Ridley. He can take about 4 hits before the 5th one kills him. Depending on what he gets hit with. Yep, just knee tank it. Check tool. So nothing there. Yeah, with charged Ice Wave Plasma, this fight isn't too bad. 20 shots. Nevdi has quite a bit of full percent ice experience too. This should be nothing for him. Varia was at Gauntlet, the front of Gauntlet. Yeah, they got 10 power bombs at 230 missiles, but neither of them elected to check Gauntlet. Both of them just checked the back of Gauntlet, which had nothing. Also, NoxiousNick took a death about 12 minutes in, for those of us just joining. He died to the not Mission Impossible, the Wave Gate giant side hoppers. Nevdi. Nevdi. Oh my god. No! Oh, okay, he was at 59 energy at that point. Sorry, I got super scared for a second. Oh, that was scary. I think he definitely should have just killed that key hunter, though. Man. Yeah, Waterway looks like a likely place for Screw. Climb Supers. It's another place that Logic loves to hide at. Yep, this is Randomizer. This is the Super Metroid Randomizer Accessible Tournament, which means that this is a full randomizer, so any item could be anywhere. And all of the logic is super simple. The only things that are required to know are infinite bomb jumping, wall jumping, mid-air morphs, and shine sparks. So it's super accessible for anyone new to randomizer to get into. Yeah, IBJ is definitely the hardest thing in this logic. Nevdi going to be heading to Torian. It's probably going to end up with about a time of 101, 102. More likely 101, I'd say. But Yeah, at this point, Nevdi is very far ahead. Nick still needs to find that Varia suit. Nevdi is heading to Torian. Yeah, I don't think that you need to worry about ship save. If you're going to take a save, you want to take the save before Mother Brain anyway. You are not going to die in the Metroid rooms. Like, I guess maybe I could jinx Nevdi, but if you get grabbed by the first Metroid, just leave the room the way you came. Well, they're maybe doing some riskier strats. Not getting a lot of health from these Metroids either. This could be interesting if he doesn't get much health. What he elects to do after Baby Skip. Whether he likes to go refill. Yeah, he's gonna have to refill. Didn't get the Rinka boost either, so. It's a bit of a time loss, but it's a nice... It's a good thing, we know, because it means that it'll be safer for him. Yeah. So, similar to how, the statues in the game work, the statues start off gold, and then go to gray, once they've been activated, or once the bosses have been killed. Similarly on the tracker, once the bosses get killed, then they go gray. This is interesting. I think Nick may have forgotten that he space jumped on the way in when he was doing grapple strats. Remembered on the way out, clearly, but... Yep, nice baby skip from Nevdi. Or maybe I just missed it. Maybe he was doing space jump strats on the way in, and then switched to grapple after getting hit. That's possible too. Yeah, that's more likely. He doesn't have screw. He would know that he has space jump. Yeah. Well, we're likely to see that screw attack in the next couple of checks from Nick, so we'll at least get to find out where that is. Yes, they have the same randomization. Not checking waterway, though, so you might not find that screw if it's there. Yeah, they don't get studied in advance. They're just playing a random seed. Nevdi into the catch-up phase of Mother Brain. And it looks like he is through. So barring some power outage or hitting of his console, Nevdi looks like he'll be the winner of this match. There's the screw attack. Okay, so that screw attack puts that Varia suit into logic. And this still won't be too bad of a time for Nevdi. It'll probably be like a 1 hour, maybe 20 seconds or so. 1 hour, 30 seconds. Something like that. Nick should be finding his Varia shortly. Probably find it before Nevdi finishes. He'll almost certainly find it before Nevdi finishes. Nice job of freezing all of those, I don't know what those enemies are called. The yellow enemies that jump around, but nice job of freezing them by NoxiousNick there. Yeah, Boyons, that's what they're called. And Nevdi's starting his escape. I guess Nick might check criteria power buttons. Has he already checked that? I don't think he's checked it yet. He might check that before checking Gauntlet. If he does, then he might not find Varia until after Nevdi's finished. Yeah, it looks like he's doing that. And yeah, I think that Nevdi will finish before he finds that Varia suit. See, it's just supers there. Nevdi into the final parlor. And Nevdi has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour and 27 seconds. GG to Nevdi. Now we're asking Nevdi if he wants to come in for an interview. Looks like NoxiousNick will be finishing. So. Okay, with NoxiousNick finding that Varia, they'll be heading down to Lower Norfair, and finishing their seed. But we got Ridley left to kill. Nick will have pretty much everything going into Lower Norfair. Yeah, I think the only items that we didn't find were bombs and X-ray, looks like. So we'll get to see those pretty quick. So it looks like bombs was at critically energy tank, place where it loves to be. And X-ray was at missile golden chorizo. So no one was finding that one. Nevdi still hasn't responded to whether he wants to do an interview yet. Nick going for fast pillars. Didn't quite get it, but he can space jump screw attack through these pillars anyway. Yeah, he has such a easy time going through Lower North Air compared to what Nevdi had to deal with that screw attack. He also came in with significantly more health than Nevdi did. They're killing some of those key hunters to reduce lag in that room. Okay, it looks like Nevdi will be joining us for an interview. Nick entering the Ridley fight. Should just take 20 charged plasma ice wave shots to kill Ridley. Could like to use some supers as well. Supers have more damage per second than the charged ice wave plasma beam does. Looks like it's just using the charged beam though. And Ridley down. And we are joined by Nevdi. GG, Nevdi.
Thanks, Zach. GG. Did not feel very good about it though, but it got done. I thought I was so behind. I guess Nick did similar. He just failed it. Check it.
So Nick actually died 12 minutes in to the giant side hoppers in Wavegate.
Yeah, very low energy seed throughout. Those starting low energy ones are super scary. You kind of just gotta relax a little bit. I see so many people die in races. You just gotta, and of all skills too, because they're just not used to running. You just gotta relax because it's so dumb. So which ones do you die to? Mission? Or...
So yep, he died to Wavegate. So
Wavegate was rough.
Yeah, he went in. he got hit by the small one, and then he kind of panicked and ran to the right instead of just continuing to shoot missiles at them. And then the big one hit him and killed him.
Oh wow, he died on the way in, not on the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. That room, I just look down and just shoot missiles. Like, I think it's 6 or something, and then it always works. Way out was what I was worried about, and I had to do the big long jump over. Yeah, that was so rough. That wave room, I don't think I've ever had a 0 energy into there. So I was just picking up little.
I've had it a few times, but
yeah, I've had mission, but by then you've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 more checks, and usually it's an energy. But yeah, didn't have one. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So
and
there
after
are
that,
two things.
Sorry.
There are two things that I want to know what they were thinking about during that scene. What were you thinking when you found that variant suit?
I thought I lost because in my mind I was like, look, I didn't have a super. So back to the start of the match, I checked back a gauntlet, saw there was a super. I'm like in major minor, in any logic that's not this massive amount of super logic, you go get that. In SMRAT, you don't necessarily because there's so many supers. I thought Nick, I really thought Nick 100% has played more other randos, and I just thought that he would have gone back because it was that correct play for that sort of seed. So I was like, I'm lost. And then when the time was ticking, because Nick's really, really a good runner, he could do this seed in, I don't know, if he went that route, it could have been at least under 55, you know. When he hadn't done under 55, I got a little bit more comfortable. I was still nervous though, but so I thought I lost until the timer ticked beyond 52s and stuff.
Yeah. Just I was running through what I thought you were thinking when you found that area. When you found it at the time. I was running through what the seed would look like if you did early gauntlet, and it would be you find that Varia, you go into Big Pink, you find that charge beam, you go to Kraid, you find your gravity, and then you go to high jump and you find your ice, and you're in go mode.
It's done. You don't get speed or plasma, but that doesn't matter. It's still so ridiculously fast, and that would be a really fun loadout too with high jump. Like that's an awesome, fun but risky lower Norfair, but it didn't happen. Do you reckon you'd probably 48 that one or less? Do you think you could? Be fun?
I think you could 50 it. You could.
I reckon it. Yeah, I'm not sure.
You could probably sub 50 it. Yeah.
You'd have the Spazer combo. Like that Spazer combo is pretty decent.
Where was Space Jump again?
No, Spazer, sorry. Space Jump was...
No, where was Space Jump, though? Rection P. Okay, so yeah, you wouldn't have Space Jump either. I think it would probably be over 50 then.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I don't really know the Space Jump time.
But needing to do gravity jumps in Meridia takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I always underestimate that stuff. We had the grapple kill for Dragon too. Can't remember. Speed wasn't on the way, was it? It was like...
It was Red Tower.
You're not checking that if you do Gauntlet first. Yeah, you'd be around about 50. So yeah, hence why I was thinking around that 50, especially at 54, 55, I kind of relaxed because Nick would do that time, I think, if he went Gauntlet.
The second thing I wanted to ask you about was that Lord Norfair. Man, that was sketchy.
Yeah, I thought it was behind, hey. So as it was happening, hold on, I'm gonna stop actually, I gotta talk to my stream after this. Hold on, I'm not used to streaming at these times. I mean, racing at these times. I thought I lost, so I thought there's no time to muck around. Let's just go quick.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying actually in chat, on comms when you were doing that.
Normally it's not like it's an old route loadout. Like, I haven't done it in a while, but the muscle memory doesn't go away. But I was just so shaken. Hey, like I was just.
Yeah, that Three Musketeers. Oh my god.
That Three Musketeers, I was like, if I can't go up here, I haven't got iframes for this. I have to go down.
Not only that Three Musketeers, but that worst room in the game was even worse. Like, you were one hit away from death. Like, you were jumping all around with all those flames. Like,
that muscle memory kicked in with the pirates. I knew which way they'd go because I failed worst room in the game that many times that I knew how they'd look. But so that actually woke me up a little bit because when I fell down there, I was like, oh, what am I doing, man? This is terrible. So, step back. I just thought, let's get through amphitheater or whatever that dump room's called, and then get some health jobs because I don't want to play Wasteland frames. And lo and behold, Wasteland, I took the hit, and I was like, oh, that's why I had to farm because I was just so sketch. And then I didn't want to. Again, this is all me thinking I was behind. I didn't want to sort of chicken out and start farming. I'm like, no, let's just get it together on Ridley and not farm. So
I think that once you got to Ridley, your health was completely fine. But it was just before that and after that that it was a little bit
so
dicier.
sketchy, hey? So sketchy. and to think it didn't even need to happen that way, but whatever. I don't know what he's. I don't know where Nick is. I have to assume the worst, but
I think that you entered Ridley on 170 energy, which I think is plenty with Charge Ice Wave Plasma.
yeah, especially plasma. Questionable on new route even for me, but
Yeah.
Plasma route pretty easy. Yeah. Oh, I'm relaxed now though, man. I tell you, like I was like, oh, I'm lost. I'm lost. This is terrible. Like I even doing wreck ship, I'm like, this is dumb. What am I doing? Don't clear wreck ship. It's garbage. And then I did, and nothing was
It was
there.
garbage. There was Plasma and Space Jump there. I think that was it.
Yeah, but everything was in logic up until that point to put the ship in. So
Yep.
I'm like, I've checked so much, I can't.
I was almost wondering whether you were going to skip Gauntlet and do the other checks first. Because
because of the
Gauntlet wasn't in logic yet, so
yeah, I just had.
I would have thought about doing that at least.
Yeah, well, when I was stuffing up the charge, the 100 charge, because I don't know how to do it with plasma. I know how to do it with space, but the plasma. You see me trying to get the shot to get the wraparound.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, but I'm like, oh, just get it done. I was really hoping it was in Climb Supers, because I think I would have been. It would have been pretty hard to. Yeah, it would have been impossible to win on reverse.
I think.
Yeah, because exactly. Because reverse main route wouldn't have cleaned them up, so I would have felt a bit better. But when it was in goal, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done for. But either way, yeah, happy now. Sucks to Nick dying, but it's super common in SMRAT.
Yeah, when you get those low energy loadouts early, like he almost died in basement too. Atakun's room is like that.
Normally, I like these low energy loadouts, but not against Nick. Like Nick's a crazy good runner. He can do this on low energy, but it was Rando in particular low energy that I would have more. Well, what's he doing with grapple?
That was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. See, he's done Shack Tool as well. What a legend.
Yeah, so there was a point in the match where Nick could have come back if Varia were either at Shack Tool or at Aqueduct. Then he probably would have still beaten you. But maybe not Shack Tool, but if it were at Aqueduct, I think he would have been ahead.
If it was Aqueduct,
because after he died,
2 hours.
Did you snail clip?
No, I didn't. But I can. But I didn't. No.
Yeah, but if it were like at the right one.
Oh, it was right.
Oh, you're saying 2 hours. I thought you were saying it was.
Yeah. No, I would have been. I would have been so in trouble if it was there.
But after Nick died, he went wreck ship first. Full cleared that, and then went down.
Yeah, that's right. Jeez, that's a pretty good time. Considering it looks like to be running well when I popped in. But yeah, that's right. Anyway, I'm gonna go talk to my stream because Sasha's whinging and stuff. So but thank you so much for comms. I'm probably gonna sit back and watch this one now back straight away with a beer. And enjoy. Hope it was good.
Yeah,
but thank you.
You'll hear all the stuff I said about you.
All the nice things. Oh, this Nevdi guy. Good,
I was very kind to you.
Thanks, heaps. Thanks for thanks for everyone watching at 6 a.m. Appreciate it. Nick and I stream at this time, so we thought let's just do a race now. So it's pretty cool to have the night crew watching. So thank you everyone. Thanks for getting the restream ready, and I'll see you guys next week. And Zeb, we're going to verse each other apparently.
Yep, we got to verse each other. It's going to happen.
See you, dude.
Yep. Okay, MB3 down for Nick. About to start escape. So probably be like a low 119, low to mid 119. $7:25 where you're at, Glove. 6:25 a.m. here. See if Nick gets this last moonfall. He does. Nicely done. I think that's one of the toughest moonfalls in the game for me, like, that you normally do. There are some that are tougher, but they're not ones that normally are done in most categories. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also gonna head to bed after this, Fred. Getting through Parlor. And with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 14 seconds, NoxiousNick has finished in second place. GG. We'll see if we can get him in for an interview. And it looks like we will be getting him in. And we are joined by NoxiousNick. GG,
Hey.
NoxiousNick. So, that death 12 minutes in was pretty rough. Yeah, that starting on those low energy seeds is really, really tough. How do you feel about the seed overall? Like,
I'm not a fan of where Varia ended up because I
Yeah.
think that was actually the last check that I had in mind. Besides, I skipped Wreck Ship Reserve and I didn't check it
Yep.
beforehand.
I think you also skipped Waterway on your way back through, but
Oh, I'm glad it wasn't there because I forgot Waterway was a thing. Yeah, I was in the back of my mind when I defeated Dragon and cleared Meridia, and I still hadn't found Varia. I just had my fingers crossed that it was at like high jump or something, because if not, I was thinking, oh no, I have to go all the way back to Wreck Ship and check the
Yeah.
reserve tank.
yeah. Yeah, you actually had enough power bombs when you were going through Wreck Ship to check the Wreck Ship reserve. I think that the reason that you didn't check it was because of power bombs, but
It was half saving power bombs. I was trying to do the math in my head and think ahead, and I was trying to play it safe, and I thought, well, I've already died. I might as well just skip something and see if I can make up some time.
Yeah, there was a point in the race. Nevdi went down and found that gravity suit. If Varia had been at Aqueduct, I think you probably would have been ahead. He wasn't able to check it because of speed, being up. If Varia were at Shack Tool, it would have been very close. But yeah, I think those were your last hopes at that point after dying.
Yeah, I didn't want to check Shack Tool, but I was close enough. I thought maybe I'll get lucky, and Nevdi won't want to check Shack Tool either.
Yeah.
Shack Tool didn't help me today.
Yeah. It could have, but it didn't.
Well, I was pretty happy overall, though, besides the death. I think.
Yeah, it's a little rough to like go Wreck Ship first, full clear, and not find like that much. Like there was plasma and space jump in there, but
yeah,
otherwise it was.
The one good thing about that death was that I didn't really have anything important. I just had a lot of ammo.
Yep. I was actually talking about potential routes you could take, and you could almost go up and then back down through meme route, and then just pick up that charge and leave. But the problem is that you wouldn't have any supers.
Yeah.
So that route would have been really interesting otherwise.
Yeah, I really wanted to just go to meme route after that death, but I had to go for supers, and then I knew Grapple Beam was at the
Yeah, I guess Grapple Beam too.
I figured I'd want Grapple Beam since it was so early. I might need it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, you and Nevdi were pretty similar up to the point where he died, and then, of course, yeah.
That death shocked me. I don't think I've ever. I always do the same thing in that room. I take the hit from the small side hopper and usually kill the big one before he can get me.
It looked like you like ran forward when you took that hit from the small hopper. Do you know what you were thinking about when you were doing that? Because normally I would just like stay in that corner and just keep spamming missiles.
Yeah, that's usually I take the hit and I fire 4 or 5 missiles and the big one dies, and then the little ones aren't as much a threat. And when the big one survived, I thought I got to get out of here and shoot him from a distance, and he
okay.
He sniped me.
Yeah, I think that normally I just fire like 6 missiles. 6 missiles is enough to kill all of them. But oh, it looks like Nevdi wants to get back in here to talk some more. Be in a sec.
Okay.
And we're joined by Nevdi again.
Hey,
Hey,
Nevdi.
just want to say, hey, Nick. GG, dude.
Yeah, GG, Nevdi.
Yeah, that sucks on your death, man. No
So
good.
I'm curious, when did you check Gauntlet?
A million hours in or something like that. I don't know. It was so long.
'Cause
It's so far. I was like, oh my god.
I got in the Gauntlet when you done.
That's rough.
Yeah,
That
I
sucks.
was wondering whether you would find Varia before Nevdi finished or not this race.
I played myself. I was like down in lower Norfair with 30 HP because I'm like, man, if Nick went this route, he's going to be crushing, and I was so worried. So you nearly mentally made me kill myself.
Mhm.
But
Well,
Yeah, Nevdi's War Warfare was sketchy,
Yeah.
super sketchy.
hmm.
but
Well, don't worry. I'm sure you heard. I died early on, and then I made a bunch of risky checks to make up for it, and didn't work out.
yeah, super potential common in SMRAT for those little, well, full rando anyway, but low energy. It's so scary, and it's not something you'd think about. You're like, you're pretty high end game strats. You're not thinking about these, dumb early rooms in the way. So it's pretty annoying, but whatever. Happens. Sucks. I'd hate it.
Well,
I think
you
I've
still
done
pulled
it.
it out. GG.
Yeah, GG, man. Thanks. Thanks for doing this time too. It was pretty cool. When I saw I drew you, we're like, oh, me and Nick stream at the same time. To coach me every day. It's gonna be cool. So I just wanted to say thanks for this time. It was really fun to do it here. And GG, man. I'll head out. But thank you. Just wanted to say hi.
Thanks, Nevdi.
So, man.
Nick, do you have any final remarks on the seed, Nick? Anything else you want to say?
No, nothing from me.
Okay.
At least nothing
Then-
I should say on stream.
Yeah, fair enough. So then I think that will be all from us at Speedrunners Arena. Thanks everyone for watching. I believe that we will have another race going on in about 30-ish minutes, a little less than that probably. Remember to follow the runners, follow the tracker, and you can follow me as well as you if you would like. Yeah, we have Lady Small, I believe it's pronounced Small, versus Ludicrous 77 going on in 27 minutes. So thanks everyone for watching, and see you guys next mission.
Thanks, everyone.